package I never could see. I'm gonna wrap you up and take it home with me. I'm thrilled like never before. I'm gonna stop shopping around 'cause I found the girl I'm looking for. I'm gonna stop, oh yeah, shopping around. I'm gonna stop, oh yeah, shopping around. I'm gonna stop shopping around.
Rocky, I'm here this morning with Rocky Mills, and when I made out the list of people to interview in the music industry, Rocky, I have to say one thing, that you came out almost at the top, if you know what I mean, you know. And the reason being, Rocky, is because of your longevity in the business, how long you've been going on, how long you've been doing your type of work, and also the fact that the amount of affection that people have for you, and I mean that sincerely. It's, you know, that everybody, no matter who you say to about Rocky Mills, they all say, he's a lovely fella. And you are a lovely fella, Rocky. And that's why I decided, and I was honoured that you agreed to let me interview about your life and about your music and about Elvis and everything that you're passionate about in life. And I know you're passionate about many things, not only Elvis. So, Rocky, you prefer to go by the name Rocky Mills, is that right?
Yeah, well, everybody knows me
as Rocky.
As Rocky,
yeah. And in the future...
The wife calls me Tom, you see, and maybe a few people like that.
Rocky, the names of your parents?
Thomas Mills was my father, but just call him Toddy Mills from Tramore. And mother was May Cook originally, before she got married. Yeah. Became Mills, of course, you know.
And she was a Waterford City woman?
She was a Waterford City woman, from there, the Cook. There's a lot of cooks in Waterford,
there are, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So what does your father work at, Rocky?
He had a horse and cart.
Yeah.
And he was driving coal.
Oh, right.
He was going around with coal.
Oh,
on the back of the cart.
Yeah.
That was primarily his job. That was his job when I was a child, when I was a kid.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing, Rocky, that, you know, like within living memory?
Yeah. Well,
most people deliver stuff on a horse and car.
And I'm so old, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, you're not much older than me. And Rocky, you were born in Tramore. You're a Tramore man.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was born up in Peters Terrace. Yeah.
Do you remember your grandparents? Any of them?
No, they were dead and gone when I was born. Actually.
Yeah.
I was born in January 1941.
Were you told anything about their lives, sir?
Not an awful lot. Funny enough, like.
Yeah, you were saying
my grandfather, okay.
Yeah.
And my father's father.
Okay.
He had a jaunting car.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in Tramore here, and he used to collect people from the train. There used to be a train from Waterford.
Yeah.
The Waterford people used to be coming out in their hundreds, so it used to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Waterford City kept Tramore going in the winter and summer.
Yeah,
I tell you what of a lie, really did now. And I used to really enjoy it, but he used to go down there. That was his prime job, and collect the people with the cases and put them up in the jaunting car behind them and up to the house.
Unbelievable.
That's the way it was.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Rocky, were you born at home or were you born in hospital?
I was born at home, I think. Yeah, born at home. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And many rooms were in your house, Rocky?
There'd be in the wet now. There'd be what we call a kitchen. We used to have of course, the toilet, pantry, and we used to have a room called a parlour, even though you wouldn't call it a parlour.
Yeah.
And you had two bedrooms upstairs.
Yeah.
You know.
So you were posh enough.
We weren't. Yeah. When we were I was the first to be born there. You see.
And what street was that, Rocky?
Peters Terrace.
Peters Terrace.
Up by the church, the Catholic church on top of the hill.
Yeah.
Up around the corner, there was Peter Street, and then Peters Terrace, and a row of houses were built.
Oh, right.
And I was born.
So they were relatively new houses when you were born?
They were called new houses.
Oh, right.
When I was born, you know.
Rocky, how many boys and girls were in your family, can you remember?
Two boys. One of them, my eldest brother, now he died a couple of years ago in England. Billy was his name. There was myself then, and then there was Jimmy.
Yeah.
3 boys, 3 girls.
Okay.
One of them died. She was the eldest in the family, and she died in England.
Okay.
She gave most of her life in England.
Yeah.
Had her own family over there, So there's four, two died out of the six of us. There were six in the family, and there's four of us left.
Did you have your own bed, Rocky, or did you have to share a bed?
No. I shared a bed with my brother.
Yeah. But that was common, Rocky. I mean, like...
Give me the kick out of the bed again, like, you know.
And I presume your sisters were the same. Yeah. Well, and, you know, it was so normal for us, Rocky. You know
That's
what I mean?
right, yeah, it was, yeah.
There was 3 of us in the one bed.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking to a fella, and there were 6 in the one bed.
Yeah. Well, you ever hear the song called Something Else?
Yeah.
That was something else.
Rocky, school. Where did you go to school? Yeah.
I went to school first in the oh my God.
The Star of the Sea.
Star of the Sea. Yeah, you have it.
Yeah. I think that's really was one of the
Star of the Sea.
Yeah.
And the first and second babies and maybe first class.
Yeah.
Then we were sent to the brothers.
All right, yeah, Christian
brothers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Rocky, did you like school?
I didn't like school at all. No.
Yeah.
I was never a school kid.
Yeah.
I wanted to get out fast.
Yeah, it was same as myself.
I got out fast as well.
Yeah. And I think that it's unusual that for somebody to actually say that they like school. And Rocky, I think it was because of you know it was rough. It was rough on quiet people, on quiet young fellas.
That's right.
And anyone had a stammer or anyone was a kiddo, grew up with their left hand.
Yes.
You know.
You had all that thing going on. And
I remember, Rocky, you saying to me once about you thought there was a lot of class distinction in the class.
Without a doubt.
Could you just explain that?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. A lot of them we say, we call them the big knobs, we call them maybe. They're fairly well off people in Tramore. Their sons have gone up in the front seats.
Yeah.
And all the kind of peasants.
Yeah.
You know, pleasant peasants, we say.
Yeah.
We'd be back in the back seats.
Yeah.
And the guys in the front would be called by their Christian names.
Yeah.
And the guys in the back would be called by their surnames.
Yeah.
Shouted at.
Yeah. No, yeah.
The stakes he was there straight away.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't right, you know.
Yeah. No.
And they were very handy with the letters and the sticks.
Yeah.
On people, you know.
That was a common experience, Rocky. Everybody that I spoke to had exactly the same. I met only one man who said that he liked school.
My God.
That's all, just one.
That's
what age did you leave school at?
About 13 or 14, I'm not too sure which, but I got out fast anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean that was you weren't unusual. That seemed to have been a very common experience amongst ordinary kind of working class people anyway. You know, the young people that they got or had to leave.
Yeah.
Rocky, can you remember any kind of games that you played?
I played a bit of hurling when I was a young fella. I used to like hurling, you know.
Yeah.
And I played a bit of soccer and Gaelic, you could say, but mostly out in the streets.
Right, yeah.
Maybe in the field, and you know, I done a bit, but nothing extraordinary. You know, I was what you call a great athlete anyway.
Did you play Chinese and Nooks or anything out here? Did you have them out here? No?
Well, you kind of would say, what do you call them? We used to call them.
We call them Nooks, the things you throw up on you and catch on your hand.
Oh yeah. We've done that.
Yeah. I was only wondering because I noticed you kind of like Christmas when you were young.
I do. So always looking forward to Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas, I think, was the happiest time maybe of the year in one way.
Yeah.
You mightn't be getting much for Christmas because we weren't well off.
Yeah.
But no matter what you'd be getting something for. Naturally, like when they come to a certain age and they don't believe in Santa Claus anymore.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same, is it?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? When they believe
what kind of presents typically now would you get, like?
My father used to make kind of little toys for us.
But Rocky,
we get. My father used to make holsters for us. He was very good with his hands.
Right.
Holster, you know, for a
gun.
For
the gun. Yeah.
And then he's very good. He get a piece of timber, and he whittled out the gun. You know, he'd make out the gun, a wooden gun.
Yeah.
And he painted it black, and you put it in your holster.
Yeah.
You think you're Jesse James.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he was a handy man then.
He was.
But
you know, a lot of those things had to be improvised in those days. People had the money.
Yeah,
the cash wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of.
It's Did you go out on the ran out here?
We did the ran.
Yeah.
We did the go.
Where would you go? Where did you gone around here now?
Go around the house, the doors, knocking at the doors, looking for money. You wouldn't get much money.
I know. Yeah. So no one had that in the game.
No.
Rocky, do you remember what kind of food when you were young would you eat? Like, what would you have for your meals?
We were lucky enough at that.
Say your breakfast now, Rocky. What
well, your breakfast, you might make it a day now and again. With bread, with toast maybe. You know, tea, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, toast now seems to be very common in what people are telling me.
Yeah, but what was very, very popular with us, like, they were stews.
Yeah.
You know, kind of stews, like.
Yeah.
I still love stews.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Vegetables and
Well,
meat in it, but you know, carrots, parsnips, turnips.
No,
whatever,
Rocky,
yeah.
because you're living at the seaside, would you have eaten much fish?
Not well, yeah. Well, I don't really have it on Friday. Funny enough.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
kind of. I was never mad about fish.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I used like the mackerel when they come out the season. They come in.
Yeah,
When they,
yeah.
when they be, they come out in the beginning of the
Yeah.
season or something. It's like the fresh mackerel. But I was never into fish as such that much. Like.
And I think you said eggs. You have eggs now and
With
again.
the eggs, yeah, with the eggs, and you mightn't get sometimes you mightn't even get an egg.
Yeah. Would you have much meat now in your diet, Rocky?
Not really, not a lot of meat, no.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
wouldn't have a lot of meat, no, I'll be honest with you.
Well, I think we could have had meat, but because I didn't like meat in particular,
Yeah,
it was mostly kind of blind stews. You know?
I know what you
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Rocky, what was your first job?
Delivering milk,
That was
before school and after school.
Right. Well, that's even when you.
Yeah.
What age were you then about? So you must have been.
9 or 10. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
only a kid, like.
Yeah.
But I get about 7 and 6 a week.
Yeah. And so
How many
Rocky.
chances?
And then when you left school,
Rocky.
then what did you work at? You were delivering milk then for a while, but when you kind of started work, what age were you at, and what did you do?
Well, I was about,
About 15, you were saying earlier on, yeah.
that's right, about 15 then. But anyway, it's like a lot of guys around 15 in our time, they're meant to go to England.
Yeah.
You had this other thing going along, you know. Go to England, you bury yourself, going over there, like, this thing, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I ended up going over there for a while, and I was there with my sister. And she gave me, and I got a couple of jobs on the buildings, maybe, and one or two in the factory. I didn't stay long in any of the jobs.
Yeah.
I didn't like them really, and then I got kind of homesick.
Yeah.
Then I came back then when I was 16, and then when I came back when I was 16 then. All of a sudden, this guy comes out and hits the airwaves big all over the world.
Yeah.
His name was Elvis Presley. So, prior to Elvis now, I must admit this, I was into Mario Lanza.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear Mario
Oh,
Lanza?
I'm
I used to
probably a
love what
big
you see.
favourite.
I couldn't hit the high seas like
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
I said to myself, I'd never be a tenor like him.
Yeah, yeah.
But this guy comes along and he was just fascinated, everything he'd done. His movements, his voice, his everything.
Yeah.
And I says, I want to try and sing his songs. Not to be only a kid.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got in doing them by degrees, like, and that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
I've seen his songs ever since.
Yeah. Now, Rocky, did you kind of start in the music business then at that when you came back?
And that, yeah, well, 1957, I'd say, I was singing then. I had I got a little band going then.
Yeah.
The Pathfinders, we called ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them. Yeah.
You had Davy Kent, Michael Kent, Paddy Sullivan, and Jess Sullivan. Two sets of brothers. Yeah, there's two brothers each. Yeah, two sets of two
Brothers, yeah.
and myself, and we call ourselves.
Rocky, how did you actually get the name then, Rocky?
That's what I'm coming to now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you see, this guy, he was managing us. You see.
All right.
And he got us a book in a place, Feathered.
Wexford, is it?
No, Feathered in Tipperary.
Well, Feather, all right, okay.
Feathered in Tipperary, you see.
Yeah.
So he put out these posters around to Tramore, like, he said,
Yeah.
he put them on the Pathfinders, and then he put featuring the sensational Rocky Mills. So I went up to his house and I said, hey, look, I says, what's the idea of giving me a boxer's name? Because at that time there was a fella called Rocky Marciano. He was the top dog in the heavyweight division
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
You know, but all boxers were called Rocky. Rocky this and Rocky that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the idea of if he got, what's that? I couldn't think of anything else, he says. So I looked at them and I laughed, and that was it. It
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
Rocky after that, like, you know.
It's a great name, though. Great name. Well, Rocky, when you were younger, then did you ever drink?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I had my fair share of drinking. I was drinking for a long time.
Yeah.
Dermot,
And what, like, I mean, I suppose, would you be the typical Waterman and be drinking large bottles, or did you start on something else?
I've been drinking, mostly we say ale. Well, I've been drinking pints of ale, like, we say, you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Different kind of ales. But I ended up putting on too much weight,
Yeah.
number one. Number two, that was holding me back. And I decided about maybe 25 years ago now.
Yeah.
I just said to the wife there one day, I'm quitting drinking, I'm giving it up. And she says a typical thing a woman would say, that'll be the day. Like John Wayne said.
Yeah. Buddy Holly, another. That'll be the day.
John Wayne got out the searchers.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I looked at her and I said, I'm going to give it up, I said, you know. What? We see, that won't happen, she says. And about 2 months after, we were going to Spain anyway.
Yeah.
She says to me, when we go to Spain, I guarantee you will drink.
Yeah.
In Spain, you see.
Yeah.
I says, I guarantee I won't.
Yeah.
Went out to Spain and I didn't drink.
Yeah.
So I never drank since.
Yeah.
It's gone.
But Rocky, you know, you're lucky in the sense that it has destroyed so many people, you know.
I know.
And, you know, people in our own business.
People in the rock and roll, in the music business, without a doubt, there much.
You know.
It destroyed you. I looked in the mirror one day, you see, the reason why I gave it up, to be honest with you, I looked in the mirror one day, a big gut on, big belly.
Yeah.
And I looked and I started talking to myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Now I said, it's either the drink now or the singing.
Yeah.
And then something hit me up here. I'm not going to go up to singing now.
Yeah.
Whatever about the drink.
Yeah.
And I came up to drink.
Yeah.
It's just a funny thing.
I know, yeah, but you know,
It just happened. Like
Rocky,
that,
the thing about fellas like us is that a lot of people don't understand the type of passion, and like sometimes you hate going to the gigs,
Yeah.
but you love the performing and you
Yeah.
love the singing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you love an audience.
Yeah, you do.
You know, you I mean, you're a performer, Rocky.
Yeah.
I mean, I often passed down on by the prom, and you were doing a little gig outside in the thing, and you
Yeah.
could see people, and you know, kids and that, and you're probably the most photographed man in Tramore. You know. When did you get your first Elvis suit, Rocky? Could you tell us about that?
That's a good question now. I was the first one.
Yeah, like, and
Would it be?
you obviously looking at Elvis in the movies and that
yeah.
prompted you.
I had it before Elvis died anyway. Wait, no, did I? I did, yeah. I had a couple of suits before Elvis died. There was one woman, she made the jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Measured me for the jumpsuit. And another woman then put on the eagles, fair play to her.
Yeah.
2 eagles here and the eagle on the back.
Yeah.
And the Diamante things I put them on myself.
Did you?
Yeah, but them on, just put them on me up.
Yeah.
Sort them on over time.
Yeah.
Over. So I ended up getting about 6 suits in the end anyway. But one of them there was worth the debt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's
but
gone.
yeah.
But the other ones are still there, still up in the wardrobe, like, you know, so they're still there. So I change them every now and again, like, you know, kind of. I only wear the white suit on his anniversary.
Yeah.
Elvis' anniversary every year.
Yeah.
I wear the white suit. But
Yeah.
the other ones, other than that, like I'm wearing the black one night, or purple another night, or a blue one
Yeah.
another night, or a red one another night, you know, kind of different, you know.
But Rocky, getting back, we say, to the glory days of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you a very quick little funny story, and you'll identify with this. Paddy Moynihan and the Dolphin.
Oh yes.
And we were playing that one night, and it could have been 3 o'clock in the morning, and everyone was in the gazoolas.
Yeah.
And next thing, Paddy was going around, and there was a knock on the window, and Paddy said, "Whisht, whisht, whisht, whisht." Everything was deadly quiet. Like, he went over and he looked out the window and he turned around and said, "It's all right, lads," he said, "it's only the guards." That's an honest to God story. The guards came in and they took off their hats and let them down and started drinking.
It's only the guards.
Yeah, that's right.
That's very
Paddy,
good.
he was a lovely fella.
He was a guy.
No, you obviously played in the
Oh,
band.
sure I did, yeah. Actually, before Paddy came there now, when the guys before them, what was this their name?
I don't remember what had it before Paddy.
Oh yeah. Wait now. See my memory now.
Well, sure, I can't remember either, Rocky.
But I learned an awful lot of tricks of me, you know, what I was doing in the Dolphin.
Yeah.
Before Paddy ever came along.
Yeah.
Oh, donkeys years ago.
And you would have obviously done O'Shea's and that, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, we're all kind of no shit.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But I learned a lot of tricks, as I was saying.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing now, I just going to tell you this.
Yeah.
I was walking on the prom there about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
In Tramoria.
Yeah.
And this guy comes up to me and he says to me, "Holy Jesus," he says, he's from Dublin, you know, Dublin accent, you know, he says to me. "My first time here now in 45 years, he says, you see, like that, you know."
Yeah.
Crying out loud, he said, "I remember up there was a place called the Dolphin," he says, "up around the corner up there somewhere," he says, you know.
Yeah.
And there were just guys jumping up in tables and chairs, he says, taking off Elvis, he said. "Jeez," he said, "we used to so crack," he said, "we used to come down from Dublin, we said, with a great crack all together, here he was, you see, you know." And you look at me and I just tried to keep on laughing, you see. And then he just happened to say to me, "You know," he says, "I'm talking to you now," he said, "but," he says, "that fella that was singing up there," he says, "are you his son?" he said. I'm sorry, I says. "I'm sorry," I says, "come here," I said. "I'd love to be here. I'm the same fecker," I says. What can I say?
Well, Rocky, as I said, you know, like, I mean, you made a lasting impression on people. I mean, like, you wouldn't see it around, you know, like, I mean, I didn't know anyone else, apart from someone, like, maybe Mike Williams, that used to do the Impersonator.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if he'd done a bit of Elvis at the time, but
Yeah.
he didn't have a show based
I know.
I don't think anyone, I couldn't remember anyone that had a show based on Elvis, you know?
No.
You know, what you did.
It's funny.
But Rocky, just leave Elvis there for a minute, and we go on to the next question. Do you vote, Rocky? Would you be a political person?
I would. A bit political, yeah. I wouldn't do over the top there, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Now, if you don't want to say it, don't say. But what kind of way would your politics would it be?
My politics were Fianna Fáil.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Nowadays, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, they're all the one.
Yeah.
Makes no bloody difference now. They're
But traditionally you wouldn't. That was
traditionally my father before me. It'd be the Fianna Fáil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's very typical.
Yeah.
I know, Rocky. Next question that I know you would have a lot of answers to. How often, when you were young and now, how often did you go to mass?
I used to go very regular.
Yeah.
I'm going now as well. I'm still religious.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I'm still with the King of Kings. I hope.
Yeah, I know.
I hope.
Yeah.
Very hard at times to keep in with them, but
I know, Rocky.
you know what I mean. We're living in tough time, in that very difficult times as regards our faith and our religion and all that. Like, aren't we? You know.
Rocky, I presume you were a regular confession goer too when you were younger.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
And did you used to go to any other devotions like benediction and things like that?
Yeah, I go to the benedictions in the night time years ago too. You know what I mean? But rosary and benediction, we used to go together like at one time, you know. And of course, those things died out too, though, in the church a lot, you know. They're not the same as they used to be. Yeah.
Would you remember the missions, or was it only in Waterford?
Oh yeah, there's been some more as well.
Are they? Yeah.
Oh yeah, just to give some sermons, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Fire and brimstone. No missing.
Yeah. Now, Rocky, you kind of briefly touched on it about being difficult times for Catholics, and I presume for Catholic you are. The clerical abuse scandal. How has that affected you?
Terrible, terrible bad. And what makes it worse, Dermot, is you're constantly reading about it coming in from different quarters in the world.
Yeah.
Not just around, you know. It seems to be like it was a world thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, people tell me they should allow priests to get married. That's got nothing to do with paedophilia.
Yeah.
That doesn't, you know, that doesn't come into it, I don't think at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I think it's just the pure evil allowed to take hold.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in other words, the guy with the horns.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
He's taken over an awful lot, like, now he's allowed to take over.
Yeah. So Rocky, then, you eventually, speaking about your wife, you eventually then got married, and how many kids have you yourself?
Well, we lost the first two children. The first, she was a couple of months, you know, and then was stillborn. And the second one actually, the two of them died the same way. And I was beginning to wonder, are we going to have children in the end? But then we had three lovely.
Yeah.
You know, after that.
Yeah,
you know.
of course, yeah.
So we had a girl, Gemma, she's married to an Australian in Australia. And I've Thomas, he's about 48 now. He's going with a girl at last. He thought he was.
I've one like that too, Rocky. Yeah.
And the younger son, Aaron got married to a girl from Carrick. He's living in Carrick. But he's actually working in the land registry in Waterford, thank God.
Oh, right.
He's a good little job in
That's
there.
a nice job, yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Well, Rocky, I had a granduncle, right, and he was engaged for 45 years. Never got married. He died before he got married.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing like that.
But that's true.
What would they shock? How would I get married?
So, Rocky, we go back to the music business for a while. I mean, well, you know, we've gone, the two of us gone. I started singing, I think, about 1964, 65, I think.
Yeah.
And you were probably before that then, Rocky,
I
right?
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, sure, God. I started singing Elvis songs, you know, with bands and bit that. 1957, actually, you know.
God bless.
So
But Rocky,
that's
as I say, you have a special place in the hearts of not only the public in Waterford and Tramore, and you mentioned about the Dublin chap, but you also have a very special place in the hearts of the musicians in Waterford. You know, because as I said to you, the amount of affection that's out there that you have, and I'm serious, and historically, and I know this, and that's why I came out to ask you to do this, because historically people will want to know the contribution, because you know, Rocky, everything's after changing in the music.
Everything. Yeah.
We saw the glory days, Rocky.
We saw the glory days. We did. We saw the best of times.
You know.
And the people weren't really. The pubs used to be packed in those days. The pubs now, I needn't tell them, nearly empty now. God help us. Most of them, they be very bad. They're not very bad. They can't afford to hire bands.
Yeah, I know.
So we're all out in the limb then.
Yeah.
You know, I get an odd gig here and there only now.
Yeah.
If like maybe kind of a party for somebody or something, a house party maybe even, or whatever. Like, you know, it's not the same as it used to
And
be
Rocky,
at all, you know?
if you were to do it for the money, you wouldn't be going out at all, because
exactly.
there's nothing in it anymore.
No.
But like guys like you and myself, we're just, it's in our blood. We're like circus people.
We are.
We just can't get it. We don't want to go out and do it. If we could just get an audience at home, and we prefer to stay at home and do it. Rocky, would you have any kind of funny stories on regarding the gigs, like the one I said about the Dolphin and that, and Paddy Moynihan, and because anything that jumps to mind about some funny incidents that would have happened?
Would you believe it? I know it sounds strange, but I can't remember. I know the boys, the Sullivans in particular, have been doing kind of say funny things on the stage.
Yeah.
They kind of fall off it nearly or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, yeah. I was in the band like that. Myself, yeah.
Actually, I fell off myself.
Yeah, I know,
you know, but as you say, funny things. There's only things they might be saying, you know.
Yeah.
I know I can't even remember what they were saying.
Yeah,
but
I know.
They say funny things, you know, and you'd be laughing, and you know, you'd have a crack.
Yeah.
But
and now, Rocky, you hit the nail on the head there, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the crack, wasn't it?
Ah,
Rocky?
it was,
if you weren't
you
good,
know.
Rocky, and you wouldn't have lasted. And always remember that. You know what I mean? You know, you have other fellas in bands. The amount of bands that that come up and they vanish, they come up and yet they're guys that have longevity. You know, in bands and guys like yourself.
It's strange. Yeah, it is.
Well, listen, Rocky, I am absolutely over the moon that you agreed to do this interview this morning.
Well, it's my pleasure, I swear. It is, honestly.
But
because it brought back a lot of memories to me when I was talking to you, even.
Yeah.
The ones that I could remember, because they're getting ancient, you know.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to my world. Well, Rocky, the thing about it is, the reason I'm doing this, Rocky, is that it's for the future. It's for 100 and 200 years' time, when people will be amazed and to say, you know, well, his grandfather went round the John car, but sure, he's only... And time is moving so fast.
Oh my God.
You
and
know?
you notice, Dermot, that the older you get, the faster it goes.
Well, I know.
That's what I
very,
have to discover.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
And thank God, Rocky, I mean, you look great.
The only consolation is there's plenty of creation 5 million around the place to put in the hair.
I was going to ask you that, Rocky. Like, I mean, if I let my hair grow to be grey, and I was always a source of amazement how your hair remains so black. But anyway, You look great. You wouldn't look the same, Rocky, with grey hair.
I suppose not. Well, you see, the snack is I caught in a time trap, you see, the way Dermot, you know. You couldn't see a grey Elvis.
Yeah, no.
Poor Elvis died at 42 years of age, and he always dyed his hair black from what been. When he came out first, you probably know, if you notice, even his first film, Love Me Tender, his hair was kind of mousy, fair. Fair to foxy, we might call it even, you know.
Yeah.
But he dyed it black for a simple reason. I know it's a vanity, but we're all kind of vain. But he dyed it black in particular, he says, because for photographic.
Oh, right, yeah, to bring out the features, you understand, yeah.
But because photogenic, is it?
Yeah.
Photogenic, he said.
Yeah.
For to have it black.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I only got me a cut the other day anyway, it's just twice as long as this. But I got a cut the other day, because I knew you were going to come down with your camera.
Aye. Rocky, it's a matter of interest. Did Elvis's death have a big effect on you? I know some lads I knew, they were demented.
But the funny thing about that now, Dermot, is this. It didn't, because a year before he died, I knew. He just had this thing inside of me.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to live much longer, because the crowd he was with, like, the guys he was with, they were the wrong people for him, around him. You know, all kinds of junk he was taking, then uppers and downers and things that he's done that now even for years before he died. But particularly the last year, he went out like that, as you probably remember.
Yeah.
He was sick, and his manager didn't do him any favours.
Yeah, well, he was interested in money, I think, Rocky, that was it.
Parker now, I don't like to be talking about the dead either, but he's only interested in the money, as you say. Yeah. He was interested in the money. And even when he was dying, just a couple of days before he died, he had him doing 2 gigs a day in the Hilton in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And Elvis got very sick one time, and he was in the bed, and your man got wind of it, Colonel Parker, and he came to where Elvis was, and he had his mates around him. They were saying, they said, look at Colonel, they were saying Elvis is not well at all now.
Yeah.
He says, I don't care. He says, he'll be on that stage tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Things like that, like kind of put you off of a man. You know, like Colin Parker.
Do you remember the Elvis nights in Waterford and that? And they had him out here. I think you used to have him out here too.
That's right, yeah. We had him every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
We still have the Elvis anniversary every year.
Yeah.
They just, every once a year.
And Ned Tobin, sure, put on Ned now has gone from us and all. Yeah.
He was the character.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
God rest his soul.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's
then you have the Dasher, poor Dasher.
Dasher, yeah. Well,
Dasher's
now, I'm hoping to interview Dasher too.
Yeah.
Dasher's a good friend of mine now.
Yeah.
Like yourself.
Dasher's a nice man.
A
lovely fella.
And he is
a humble person.
Yeah. And like yourself, he has absolutely great stories to tell, you know.
Like, he is, yeah.
But Rocky, listen, I tell you, it's absolutely an honour and a pleasure, Rocky, to talk to you this morning.
It's an honour for me to be here in front of the camera.
No, Rocky, it's there now for all time. And so when researchers are going along and they want to know about it, you're one of the people that they want to know about. So this morning, Rocky Mills, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dermot.
Thank you very much.
God bless.